What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rashad, aka Culture Chronicles. We got another episode here with the wonderful cast of minds, Bridging the Gap podcast, where we're here to spread the message so you can receive the message. To my left, we have the wonderful Miss ZsaTiera, our wonderful health and wellness guru. To my right, we have the first lady of the ICANDO women's brand, Sister Rashad Cobb. And to my further right, my boy, my brother, Mr. Mech himself, Mr. Malik White. So today, we're going to touch on something a little more personal, a little more cultural, I would say. Cultural currency is the words that I will use. As a race, speaking on African-American race, we've always had conversations and things of that nature about how we've been persecuted, how we've been done wrong in a lot of different ways, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally. But what I want to touch on is how we have to start within our own race and culture about how we do it to ourselves, about how we persecute one another, how we violate one another, and how until we fix those issues, we can get to higher grounds as far as relating to other cultures and other races. So kind of where I want to start is, my question would be is, what is the main issue or the main source that we need to get to as far as how we as a people and as a race and as a culture can kind of find resolutions and bridge that gap as far as how we can stop doing it to each other? And I guess I'll start by, in my opinion, I would say it starts at home. It starts with our foundation. Right. Yep. It starts just whether it's in our family, whether it's in our friendships, educational wise. I feel that we have to kind of stop doing it to each other. And it starts in our own family. I can take a quote, right, that we use in our culture. It be your own people. Right? It be your own people, right? And that's something that we use, right? Yeah. When we've been kind of done wrong or we kind of felt slighted, betrayed, right? Uh-huh. So for me, I feel like it starts at the home. It starts at the foundation. So I'm going to start with you, the lovely Miss ZsaTiera.
Absolutely.
What do you, in your opinion, where do you feel we need to start with that?
It's at home, definitely. Yeah. I don't think that, let me not say I don't think, I feel like personally, if I am being violated at home, if I can't find trust and I can't find peace in my own home, if I'm being verbally abused in my own space by people who are supposed to love me more than anybody in this world, that's going to be the first trigger that I have that makes me feel like nobody else in the world owes me anything. It's going to give me a negative reality to how I'm treated outside of home. But I definitely agree it starts with home because that's where most of the warfare begins. So I definitely agree with home.
Definitely. Sister Rashad, sorry. What do you feel? I know you grew up in a different generation, so the problems or they may stem differently, but from your opinion, where do you feel
what
like
I think it is? Not stopping it when we recognize it. It can be as simple as how we deal with differences. And it can be just a simple, like a disagreement, how we deal with those disagreements. That contributes to it. And the problem is we allow it to happen like, that's okay. It's like, no. Let's, first of all, let's be accountable. Hold it. That's where we lack, holding each other accountable. Being able to say, you know what? I think you should have handled that differently. I love you, but I think you should have handled that differently. And being able to make, like, let's say if it's two people, being able to identify the issue between those two people and kind of make them both hold them both accountable and have them both see, hey, this is where you went wrong, this is where you went wrong. So then the next time this happens, we can handle this differently. So I think the problem has been, it's being repeated generation after generation. It's being repeated. How they call the generational curses. They're on, like, nobody is like popping the hand and say, stop it. That's it. That is not okay. And that's my thing. We're not saying that is not okay.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. And being open to it.
And
as
being
well. Being
yeah.
open and receptive to that information.
Yeah.
And not taking, I think, especially in art, and I'm not gonna say other cultures because my business is black.
That I always there you go. We can't say anything about
I
exactly.
can't speak on nobody else's.
Exactly.
But I know for sure that when we do have these level of disagreements, we can never come to resolve because the defensiveness is up. Like we've been made to feel that, you know, we're always the problem. So now from that place, that's why I'm speaking. You always have issue with that's where I'm responding to you from. So just being open to be able to, you know what? I was wrong. I can be coached. I can be teachable and being able to move the needle so that way we're not recycling the same traumatic response because that's just how we are. That's just how she's been. Like, actually, that means you've been a way that you shouldn't have for way too long. And excuses. And age. I don't know. Like, let's grow at some point. Let's be accountable at some point. And let's not allow somebody to be away because that's how they've always been. And so now it's not only my responsibility, but it's your responsibility as well. Because you say you love me, but you never held me accountable. You've always let me make mistakes. You never showed up in a way that's like, you fix this. And that's why I love the space that I've curated for myself right now. Nobody has a problem with saying, I think that you should prioritize and organize instead of rushing all the time. And you won't think that these people have an issue with you because you're always late, but maybe if you figure out how to be on time. But it's that openness to being able to receive negative feedback. Like we have to be open to it.
Yeah. That's powerful. No, that's it.
So it starts with self.
It starts with self. And you know what? To piggyback on that, it is about being okay with like, okay, you know what? I probably should have did that differently. Because the thing is, like, in order to change or grow as a unit, each person has to individually assess themselves. Like I always say, get the mirror. Like everybody needs to look in their own mirror and like, you know what? You know that was not okay. Like nobody even really had to tell you. Like for me, if I spaz out, when I did it, I knew it was wrong. It's like, I don't need nobody to tell me. Like, it's like, even, I'm not saying, I do need somebody to call me out on it and hold me accountable, right? But I knew, like, it's like, you know what you did. You know that was, like, come on now, stop it. So find a new way of being, like, you know, and it goes with just showing more grace, I think, because you know what happens is people often only show grace to the person that they're closest to. Like, you know, this is my girl, so I'm gonna show her grace. This is my boy right here, so I'm gonna show him grace. But this person can do something exact, be out of line as your boy or your girl was, and you will just totally like nail that person to the cross for doing the same thing that you just gave your girl or your boy grace for. And so I think that's really key. That's something that we really gotta, and again, it goes back to the person you should be holding accountable the most is the one you're closest to.
Absolutely.
Like, why are you letting them just get away with doing things that are not okay, but then you can easily check the other person? So I think that's key.
Absolutely.
And to that point, I got a question for you, Brother Malik. Accountability. Why do you feel that in our society, in our culture, we have a problem with that? You know, why do we, for us to have grown up in similar ways, seen similar things, may not have been through certain things, but we know people who've been through these things where we can kind of resonate with it. And yet still we have trouble finding that accountability factor. Where do you feel that stems from?
For one, it starts at home.
Yeah.
You got to really think about when someone's telling you you're doing something wrong, like it's always in a negative light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? We don't look at constructive criticism as something positive.
Yeah.
We don't give people the opportunity or the space to even criticize us or go say what we're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like you said before, how can someone love you if they're not going to hold you accountable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one part we just forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love is not just give me what I want every time I want it, when I want it.
Yeah.
What we need doesn't always align with what we want in life.
Yeah.
And what we need is that constructive criticism, but the lines get so blurred.
Yeah.
The lines get so blurred. And we see it in our own homes.
Yeah.
Generational curse, things that happen over generation that never been corrected. When something
Yeah.
is not corrected, it's gonna keep getting crooked and crooked and crooked and crooked.
Yep.
And then when we start trying to straighten things out, look how much crookedness is
It's
there.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's harder.
And you the bad guy for trying
Yeah.
to even
Yeah,
make it straight
right.
again.
Like now we trying to do
You're
do
the
things the
villain.
right way. And because the wrong way has become normalized,
Absolutely.
the wrong ways become
yep,
normalized, and we start doing
normalized.
things the right way, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it's different, we deem that as wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've developed a really good relationship with being at the short end of the stick.
Right.
I don't know. I just forgot about the short end. Like not in the space of history of forgot, but I forgot that actually even if we go towards history, our history it starts at the top. Kings and queens.
Right. Right.
And for some reason, we've diluted our beginnings as slavery. If you ask my son, who's 9,
Yeah.
I'm like, before that, there was all glory to our people. What are we speaking on? So I feel like because it's hard to be accountable if I feel like I'm always at the short end of the stick. I had to believe that that's not my reality. So that way, when I do go out into the world, I can have a level of grace with other people,
Yeah.
no matter what they look like. I can
Right.
have a level, because I give the level of grace to my own people. I give a level of grace to myself.
Yeah.
So I think the most important thing when it comes to accountability and how we show up is definitely like, how do you feel about you? What are you doing to take care of you? How do you view things? Is everything always against you? When I'm in a space where I feel like, I know like, when I got into corporate America, I was not prepared. I was not prepared because I started to have that negative energy of I have to do 2 times as much. And I'm not saying that it's not true.
Yeah.
But that's true. That's true for all people. I feel like if you go into any situation in title, I worked in the industry where I've seen producers and producers' kids get an opportunity that was not presented to somebody else
Yep.
and skyrocket to the top and fall just as fast.
Yeah.
I've also seen opportunities where Black and brown people have done some work, worked harder than the next person, made those opportunities, skyrocket to the top. So I'm like, it's a matter of perspective. If you feel like your beginnings are to struggle, if you feel like your beginnings are,
That's
I
true.
need to be in defensiveness, of course I'm gonna show up in the world and it's gonna be negative. And
Yeah.
of course now you manifest this negativity and now people, you always look at me like I'm upset. First of all, I am upset.
Yeah.
It feels defensive because I am being, what are you talking about? Why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Why you choose me? But
Yeah.
I already started that way. I felt like, you know what? They gonna come in here and treat me like da-da-da. Every time I say something, it's aggressive. But actually, you were aggressive.
Yeah.
Very aggressive. And I found that when I didn't see myself that way, when I believed that nobody saw me that way, whether that's their business, not mine.
Yeah.
I carry myself with a level of grace. When you see me, that's your bad. You thought wrong.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I can show up with a little more grace for other people because I gave myself that grace already. I'm not expecting anybody. I don't care what you look like.
Yeah.
And that way you can show up a little bit better. So accountability, doing the self-work is going to always be
Always.
like top of the top
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So do you think, to your point about feeling that short end of the stick, do you think sometimes we kind of weaponize that as a people to where being on that, having that mentality kind of makes it easier for us to gravitate towards making excuses?
I mean,
So like you just said, right? Well, I was being aggressive,
yeah.
right? But then we'll kind of use that as if, well, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I.
It's like another excuse
endured.
added
You don't,
to
you
it.
don't know what disadvantages I came up with, and then we kind of gravitate towards making excuses instead of being like just punching through the wall until nobody can stop us.
Do you believe in God?
You gotta ask me twice.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a short end of the stick. I serve God. Who
Come on.
He created my stick.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I know where my help comes from, I don't care. You can't stop nothing that God has intended.
Yep.
So you can't be against me. You can't try to put me down. You can't say that because you started here, you'll never make it here. That's just a trust in God thing. So it's the account that goes out the window. Your excuses, like if your times were made hard, God doesn't put any more on you than you can bear. That made you a soldier. I'm sorry you got a story to tell. I'm sorry you got business to handle. Everything not gonna be easy. And I think it's more glorious to the people who do have it a little bit harder. You gotta start from the bottom. Work your way to the top. And now a level of humility you have, or even you see people who start at the bottom, rise to the top, fall from grace, and have to give glory to God all over again, because that's where it always starts. So there is no such thing as too many excuses. If you a soldier, I'm sorry, but this is just gonna be your storyline, and you're gonna have to do something with this. Now you have purpose.
I agree.
Thank God for that. So I don't think there's a level of it doesn't have to be. It's whatever you make it. And I don't think that we should weaponize and internalize hard times. It builds character. You're watching these kids now, like life's easy. And they get on my nerves. I'm like going through nothing. But I feel like it builds character when they have to go through things that are a little bit tougher. Like it's not a negative thing. We have to glorify, like, you know what? God seen me fit for a hard time. Let me go ahead and utilize him, because I can't do it clearly. I have none of the resources I need to get out of this situation. Let me submit. And the excuses is gone. I mean, unless you don't believe in God. See, then
That's
a different story.
Right.
Different story.
I agree.
And you know what? It's so when we talk about accountability, it starts with kids. And I think that back in the day, it wasn't a thing like with kids. It's like, oh, they're kids, whatever. Ryan, my grandson Ryan, Rashad's son. So he'll come home and say, oh, I got in, something happened at school. And it was because such and such. I said, hold on. What did you do? How were you a part of this? I said, I don't care. Well, they said, no. What did you do? And we're going to talk about where you went wrong. But it starts like, as kids like that, holding them accountable. Because if it's 4 of you and you all got in trouble, all 4 of you did something.
Absolutely.
Either your part was probably you got up and followed, or you led, you walked out first. You know what I mean? So and so it goes with that. With each, just like I said, if Ryan comes home, we're like, nah, bruh.
State your case. What did you do?
No. What did you do? And this is what, and Rashad will tell him, no, this is what you did wrong, right? But each parent has to do that. It starts with the kids. It starts like with kids with certain behaviors, and us allowing it to keep, and not, like I said, even and you know what happens? They become adults that need their hand popped.
Come on.
The hand popping has to come as an adult. It's because you didn't pop the hand as a kid.
You can tell. You can really tell. The kids that back was rubbed in the furnace.
Yes.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No, you can use some correction too.
But it starts. I think that's where it starts, because again, it's going to be repeated. Another generation. Same thing. Blaming another generation, blaming someone, not holding yourself accountable. It's going to be another, it's just going to repeat.
Absolutely.
We're in the age of justifying all doings.
Yeah.
Not just wrongdoings.
Yeah.
Not just right, all doings.
All doings. Yeah. That's
like,
true.
and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right. In the Bible, what's wrong is wrong. It was right is right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So why are we trying to justify all doings?
And be like, well, maybe, maybe.
And no maybe.
Because some things are just black and white.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't have did this. Ain't no.
Just that simple.
You was having a bad day. Well, you still. And that's to piggyback off, that's what I tell my son. It's like, those kids can do X, Y, Z. I'm talking to you about controlling your controllables. That's it. Because if you walk away from that situation and somehow you still get in trouble, you're going to get a little leeway, a little grace if you controlled everything you could control, right? And so I also think that ties into us as a people not being in the same direction. Like, we're not on the same page. And I think that's where the accountability and the defense mechanisms come in, where I'm not telling you you're wrong or you shouldn't have did this or that just to get on the same page with me. I'm trying to align you to get on the same page with the world.
Yeah.
Right? If you do this in the world, you're gonna have to reap those those repercussions. You're gonna have to pay those consequences, right? Perfect example, right? So just earlier, just behind us, I'm looking back at beautiful downtown LA, right? So I'm looking at the freeway, and I'm just kind of just observing the world because I feel like lately I haven't did that much, and so I'm looking at the freeway. I'm looking at the cars going this way, cars going this way, cars going this way, cars going that way, right? And so I'm like, logically, that's right to avoid accidents, right? But I'm like, as a people, I feel like that's how we are. We going this way.
That's powerful.
Some of us on the 405.
Yeah.
Some of us on the 91. Some of us on the 110. Some of us on the 10. Some of us on the 5.
Yeah.
We done ended up in the valley. You know, like that. And I feel like that's where we are. Instead of some days we need to be all on that same road,
in LA.
that same street. You know, and I just looking earlier, I'm like, man, like I think we've made progress and we've made some ingrounds as far as the people is like working together, but I still feel like we have so far to go.
Oh yeah.
You know what? When we say we've made progress, we've made progress as in, I'll say success. How far we've come as a people. When we talk about, let's say, business, whatever, or how far we come as a people in certain industries. Like you see us doing more things, but as a being unified, we haven't come far.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, because I can even say in our family, there was more unity back in the day. When I was a kid, I remember like feeling more unified than now. And so in that sense, I think we've digressed. Like I don't know. I don't see us like, so I've been saying that to say, like when people say, oh, we've progressed as a people. Yeah. But have we progressed in that way? Like that's key. Like that's what we need. It doesn't matter that you got this millionaire over here on the 110, the millionaire over here on the 405, the millionaire on the 91, the millionaire on the 10, the millionaire on the 105. Yeah. How is that? Where's unity in that?
Yeah, I mean, they destroyed the black home a long time ago. So I feel like as soon as you take that out the house, then of course you don't have the neighbors no more.
Yeah.
Of course you don't have the communities anymore. Of course we don't have our mom and pops. I feel like as a culture, we've been seen more. But I feel like black people have been successful since black people came on the planet. It's just that now it's like it's not hidden behind Einstein. We're not slaves no more. Not tell them that I invented this first and foremost. That's black man. So I just feel like we've been successful. We've been capable. And that's why that's again, glory to God, because they did that in slavery. So that goes back to the excuse piece. We got inventors during slavery. And we still know their name in 2025. So I feel like we now have exposure. We're allowed to be rich and successful in public. But we've been that. And I feel like the propaganda has always been to split us apart. Like the family home it's always chaos in the family home. There's no forgiveness. Oh, you did this wrong. You cheated on your mama, break the whole family up. Like, no, I feel there's no grace at all. And I feel like when I tell you, oh, you deserve to not be cheated on and know your worth, walk away. Not grand grace, not like, there was all perfect people in my Bible, I think. The one that I read, there was no adultery, there was no murders, clearly. So you can't forgive people and like walk away from your black home. So now once you divide the black home, everything else is a tragedy, is a casualty of war. Everything breaks from there. So I feel like, of course, we don't have any unity. Of course, we're going all in separate directions, but it's been made for us to believe you deserve secretly all these things. Leave this and do this on your own. So if I feel like, okay, I deserve to feel treated and I feel, now I'm walking away. I don't have my family. I created this new community. They treat me better. And now we have this chaos in our head, this new reality in our head that we don't need our people anymore. And now you feel alone. Because you've always needed your people. You walk back, but you walk back in silence. So now nobody even knows why this came back together all of a sudden. But no, I think that that's always been the propaganda of the situation because we're stronger together. Easily put them in separate directions and split them into different sections of rich, poor, middle ground. The one's better than the other. Make them believe that, and that way they can stay separate. Because if they come together, now's Wakanda. So
And
go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
But even with like you said earlier, dumbing down our origin to slavery.
Oh yeah, that's the beginning.
Like that's like we dumbing down ourselves to like just slavery. We forget we were kings, queens. Society relied on us for new innovations. Right? We were traveling all over, helping other societies and civilizations start themselves up. Nobody knows about that stuff. You have to find these documentaries and stuff. It's not in our books.
No.
It's not in our libraries. It's not on a everyday YouTube video. Right. You got to do some real searching for that, and that's a problem. Like, we're dumbing down our origins to we was brought over here from Africa to this land. You hear that everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you know what? That kind of brings me to something I want to lean on you about. The educational values of it all.
That's what
the curriculums. The lack of curriculums when it comes to the history of our people and everything like that. So, because one of my theories is I feel like they've tried to take away certain aspects of that because for some reason they don't want us to realize the strength that we have, the history that we have, that we can lean on to motivate us and to help us regroup as a people. And I feel like that's kind of one of those things. And so to that point, what do you think about it, or what's your opinion on as far as why do we lack certain curriculum when it comes to African American studies and things like that?
So I'm gonna speak from a personal standpoint on that aspect. So I was blessed to have a father who loves documentaries. So a lot of things I was at a young age educated on. But if I relied on the school system to educate me on my own history, I wouldn't know nothing.
Right.
I didn't really start getting a deep dive into our history as a people until I got to college, because now you have these separate courses that are designated for those topics.
Right.
I was in high school, didn't learn. Black History Month came around, we had our day or something like that. And so I think removing or not allowing us as young kids to learn the little bits and pieces of it. Right? Something. Every Black History Month we hear about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, great people. But what about those before? What about those kings and queens that were there going to different civilizations? Why aren't we learning about them and what they've done? Right? We're so focused, once again, the origin, slavery, and then we go to the civil rights movement, and then that's all we hear about our people.
You're
right.
They don't want you to know about Mansa Musa. They don't want you to know about the riches. They don't want you to know about that, because then that'll give you too much power. You think too much of yourself.
Start thinking
But you know what too? So I think so. What happens is like, they've taken, just like when they took prayer out of schools or whatever. Okay, so then that means it's on us.
Hello.
This is where the accountability. Like we can't say, "Oh, well, they took it out." No. Yeah. What are you doing at home?
Forget that.
Like, are you teaching your child how to pray? The same with, just like Malik said, with him learning basically Black history from his dad watching documentaries. I learned Black history from my Uncle Bruce. Literally, I'll never forget. I had a paper to do. And I was in elementary at the time, and I forgot what we had to choose a person, basically that we admired something from Black history, and so I chose Martin Luther King. But I didn't know every detail about Martin Luther King. I just know what I've heard, and so I remember coming home and my Uncle Bruce being at the house, and I'm like, I got to do this paper on Martin Luther King, and And I'm like, oh, I need to, because my mom and dad bought us these encyclopedias. And so I'm like, oh, I'm the encyclopedia. He's like, no, you don't. Sat there. We were up all night. He sat up all night with me. Like literally, he didn't have to even go to a book. Like it came from here. Like literally, he had dates in his head. Like he was a reader. Reading is
how they hide stuff from us.
Go to. And I literally wrote, I think that it was like 5 pages from me sitting and receiving it from him. And I got an A on that paper. But he's always, I remember when the movie School Days, I always tell people that the movie School Days came out, and it was me and Pearl, my older sister, and he's like, and his son, Mickey, and he's like, this movie is coming out and I want you guys to see it. He took us to see that movie, explained to us why we need to see this movie, and after the movie, explained to us the different things that you know why this happened? Because of this, you know. And so I learned, like I said, we didn't have, like, we had the Black History Month, we had certain days or whatever. And in high school, I did have a history teacher that made sure every culture was covered. Miss White, I love her. I'll never forget her. But I learned Black history from him. From him. And so I'm saying that to say this is where we have to take it upon ourselves and teach our kids. Like, no, it didn't start at slavery. That's not where it started. Let's go back. You know what I mean? And so I think that's where, again, as a culture, it's on us. As a race, it's on us to say, hey, stop depending on someone else to tell you who you are.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
you go find out who you are, and then you teach your kid.
And you keep it moving. Yeah.
And even like with my granddad, Sawyer, my dad's dad. Same thing. I remember as a kid, at his house, he had this. I still can see it today. He had this bookcase. We go in the little den area. This huge bookcase against the wall with all these books. And I just remember him, I'm sitting on the couch, and he had open this book, and he's like, you see this? He's like, I taught myself. You got to teach yourself. You got to read. Yeah. I still can hear him saying those words. And I was sharing this with my husband, and I can see that even at 54, I could have been 8. And I still remember that bookcase. And I remember him saying that. And I'm like, wow. And to me, he was smart. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, oh my God. Same thing with my Uncle Bruce. I just think he was like the smartest person in the world. You know what I mean? But again, it goes back to that. Just like I remember what they taught me, what they like I said, he was my Black history teacher. And so that's what it goes back to us. And again, it was him like, you know what? No, you're not gonna look in that. I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wouldn't want them teaching my son anyways. I would want to be able, because I'm like, we are Black history right now.
Right.
So I don't have to wait for a teacher or a curriculum. I feel like you learn Black history because you are a Black human being. That's how we exist.
Right.
So everything that we do is Black history. So I don't need a curriculum. I tell my son immediately every single day, always keep yourself knowledgeable. They can't take nothing inside your head.
Right.
So it's like, that's the first point of Black history. Keep fueling yourself, educating yourself, and because nobody can take that from you. As long as you educated and you Black, you fine. That's your Black history. Continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to exist in it, take care of your people.
Right.
That's Black history right there. So we exist in Black history right now, having a conversation.
Exactly.
So I don't need a curriculum. I don't need nobody teaching my Black son Black history. He got a Black mom. He got Black grandparents. He got 90-year-old Black grandparents. It's like we existing in Black history with the people that we have around us. That's been around for us. So that's, to me, that's the most important. Again, this is never going to veer away from home.
Right.
It's not going to get too much further. I don't need the block. I don't need a book. I don't need your teacher. It's not going to veer far away from home. It's going to start and end right there.
And you read my mind, honestly. You took the words out of my mouth. The people around us, right? Growing up, like now, looking back on how we were taught about Black history in schools and everything like that, I start to realize, like, man, like we have those reports. Like, who's your hero? Who is your role model, right? And the more and more I thought about it, the more and more I heard a lot of like repetitive stuff.
Yeah.
It was Martin Luther King, Malcolm
Malcolm
X, Martin Luther King,
George
Malcolm
Washington,
X,
George Washington,
and then
Madam,
you'll go to
T.J.
sports.
Walker,
you go to
the
sports,
usuals,
you go
the
Magic,
usuals.
Jordan, Kobe, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this is no knock on that,
Right.
Because in a way they were our heroes from a distance,
Absolutely.
right? But as I got older, and I'm looking back, and I'm like, well, to me, a hero means people like somebody that's affecting the things around you.
Yeah.
So as I got older, I'm like, well, like if you ask me to write a report today, I'm like, well, my heroes is my grandpa, my pops, my uncles, my cousins, like, you know, all the women in my family, like, she's my own son. You know, he's my hero in a way because he saved me from a lot of things that I may have would have got into if he wasn't here, right? So I'm looking at it like, man, they sure kind of cheapskated us, like with how they taught us about Black history. You know, like I feel like if they would have implemented that more by telling us, hey, look around you. You got heroes right next to you that sleep in the same house as you. I feel like we would have had more knowledge sooner about it.
But why would they want you to know that you got some
My
power in
brother-
your Black
Exactly.
home?
That
Why?
goes back to my original point.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Yeah.
That
They-
goes against the agenda.
Yeah.
They want us to rely on
You
them.
know too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, your
But-
father's your hero. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Nah.
And look how we're still making history. The lady that I interviewed, the Natasha Ray, owns the men's grooming lounge in Beverly Hills, right? She's making history like by nurturing men's feet. Like who? And I'm like, you created a
Yep.
lane
Yep.
that a woman that nobody thought of. Like,
Yeah.
but people like her, like making, you know what I mean? Like we're like, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like let's point them in the direction of people who are still like making history today, like where they can really see, like, wow, because if you're looking at, and like you said, no slight to anyone in the past, but the 10-year-old is not gonna look like, oh, like it's gonna seem far-fetched if they're looking at Martin Luther King. Like you can take the values that Martin Luther King taught, right? But now you need to let them see.
Absolutely.
Like, look, this person is doing this right now. Do you see that? Nobody is doing that. That's history. They made history.
Can I just, to your point, because your grandson and your son are witnessing history right now in your lovely set on your podcast that you made for yourself. So I just feel like, and to have them here and to see that and put them in the space where
Facts.
we're hosting as
Yeah.
well, that's Black history right there, because this is so normal to Ryan. Like I'm going to do my grandmother's podcast.
Right.
Regular. Regular.
Yeah.
So Black history, that's why we are Black history right now.
Right
and
now.
I feel like it's nothing to normalize that for Ryan. He doesn't know what he's witnessing, but when he gets older, this is going to be something that moves the needle a little bit forward no matter what he decides to do, because my grandmother had a podcast. My grandmother spoke to people, and she was on YouTube, a platform that he's actively using on a daily basis. So this is going to be normal to him. So you've already moved the needle so far along for your the generations, but that's right after Ryan. My great grandmother was speaking life into women for a living. Like that's what you put. That's that stigma you put on your lineage for the rest of your life. Like you can't take that away because you're doing that. So I feel like nothing's more important than the work that we're doing right now. Nothing's more important. Nothing is more bridging the gap than having your son here as well, having your nephew, your goddaughter here as well. Like bringing us into this space, normalizing a situation that's just absolutely not normal, but it is now. So now we move forward from here. Making a podcast will be nothing to Ryan. Having his own something will be nothing. And I feel like that's how you move that needle in your home. That's how you fix the community, because who's he gonna have in his space? I bet you it's people who's moving things forward. The family that he keeps around, I bet you will move things forward because you showed him what it looks like without even trying. And so this is in his subconscious for the rest of his life. And I feel like you can do no Black child a better favor. There's no curriculum that can give him what you gave him already. So I feel like that's the most important
And I hadn't even thought. I haven't thought like.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
I hadn't even.
Yeah. Oh, this is regular. This is regular. High rise. Your son is seeing the freeway right now. Like black kids don't see freeways.
Seeing the freeway.
Black kids don't see multiple freeways. You
like
change his perspective. He can go and have a peace of mind sitting outside looking at the freeways going left and right. That's normal now. Normal. He just said that casual. Do you know how many people are like, well, how you see that? Like you changed the narrative. So that's how you continue to move the needle forward. Like it's very common. Yeah. So I think that's the most important thing you can do for Black people is to create that space to make that normal. Like it's happening right now. So what the things that I feel like I can do from watching you. So you just never. It's always about doing what you're supposed to do. That's why obedience is very important as well, and not worry about naysayers and who said what you feel and what you think. If you take the feelings out, keep doing what you're doing, because this is not even about you anymore. This is about what your grandson sees and what he does for his children. You don't have to worry about it, because you set such a foundation that no matter who sees this or who this reaches, it reached your grandson. It's reaching your son. He's seeing the freeway.
That freeway, And to that point, like you said, to see that freeway and to look at something that I've been looking at my whole life, and at 32, looking at it and taking something metaphorically with it, that I can relate to my own culture and who I can relate it to, right? And even to your point about the Martin Luther King hero aspect to today's 10-year-old, right? I think we need to do a better job of emphasizing. Like you said, we can still take those core values. Like the kids today may have a different hero, right? But we still can do our job as far as, well, this kid's hero took these values from this person. And then this person took it from Martin Luther King. And then Martin Luther King took it. Like we can still bridge those gaps.
Connecting the dots.
There you go. There you go.
Absolutely.
And it's those moments like we forget to recognize those little moments. We always looking for the big moment. The big moment. The first splash. To do this, the first to do that. You know, it's the little moments that we need to start recognizing as a people. Right? You want to hear the first African American do this, but we forget like the small people, the people that don't have that much of a platform. Like it's so many people behind the scenes. I was watching a Netflix movie on the guy that was behind the scenes for Martin Luther King. And he's set the stage, he did this, he did that. We don't hear about those people. Right? We don't hear about those little, what they deem as little people. But to us, we got to start even calling them little people. We got to call them, give them their flowers. Those are kings, those are queens, those are our heroes. Unsung heroes at that. People that we don't know about. And then we relying on other people to tell us.
That's the one.
That's the problem. We relying on other people to tell us about our own history. Once we become willing to learn about our own history,
crack the code.
Gotta crack it.
And again, like you said, it comes back. It's on us. Like stop. You know what I mean? Because we'll say it's on somebody else and use that as an excuse. No. It's on us. Like I said, when my Uncle Bruce, when he didn't say anything about anybody else, he's like, here, sit down. I'm about to tell you about Dr. Martin Luther King.
Absolutely.
He didn't say, oh, they didn't teach you this, or no. There was none of that. Sit down, and I'm gonna tell. We were up all night, and I couldn't. And he became a hero to me that day. I'm like, how did all of this come out? Like, how did he remember the dates? Like, how did he remember? How do you know? Like, how? Oh my gosh! Like, I literally wrote the paper off. I didn't have to go Google anything or pull out the encyclopedia or dictionary.
And that's how it should be.
This person telling me.
Absolutely, that's a blessing too.
Like,
And honestly, to your point about that Martin Luther King documentary, that was kind of one of my points about how we were taught, about how I was hearing the repetitive role models and heroes in school. As I got older, I felt that was one of my things. I felt like, okay, the people we admired from a distance, they would make us dream. Like, man, I wish I aspired to be this or be that, right? But I felt like, for me, and I know my elders and whoever was around me didn't receive it like this, but for me, as I got older, I felt like it was disregarding and disrespectful to not recognize the ones who are doing the legwork to create these dreams for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I got older, and I'm like, okay, it's cool to idolize and look at these people, but these are the people right here who are
hands-on,
who are hands-on, making these things possible for me to get to where they at.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, I do have a question. It's been racking my brain for probably since I become an adult, right? Why don't we like pass it down game or knowledge to each other as people? Like why do when we get something, we like you may talk to your best friend, you may talk to your brother, you know, you may talk to people
but
around you may talk to your
Man.
mom, your dad, you know. But like, what about those people in need? What about those people who are at 95% complete, and the gym you got can get them to 100%, right?
Yep.
Like why? There's plenty of reasons, but like why do we do that?
Jealousy.
We can all eat in the end.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Yep.
We jealous of our own people.
Yeah.
We jealous to see another black person win. And the reason why we jealous because we want to be the person to win
Yeah.
in that moment. God does things for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not your time yet.
Not your
Yeah.
time.
Your time,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah. And the thing is, and that's what we have to understand. While you're waiting your turn, you need to be getting behind the next sister, the next brother that you like. I did it. I did. Like, I have never had a problem. And to this day,
Yeah.
even though I'm doing my own thing, I'm getting behind a few people.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had a problem with that. Even before I started doing this, I was getting behind somebody else's visions and dreams, doing what I can, offering it information. Even when I started this, I remember when I started, I paid branding coach. I paid for everything.
Yep.
And I freely give the information that I paid for away.
Yep.
I freely, like, any people will inbox me all the time. Oh, how do you? I remember somebody inboxed me about trade, because I paid a trademark attorney to do it, because I'm like, you know, some people say, oh, I can do it on my own, but yeah, you may miss something. I don't have time to be losing money next year because I didn't miss the step on here.
Yeah.
So for me, nah, if God bless me with the finances to pay, I'm going to pay this person. And again, another reason why I do that is because I want to sow into another person's business. Like, everybody from the person who built my website, the person who did my logos, the attorney, whatever, everybody I used was a woman's business and I was strategic about that. Like, I want to pour, and it wasn't the one that's popular to everybody that everybody is using. It's like, no, I want to pour into the one that's just starting out. I want to give them that opportunity, right? And so after doing that, people were like hitting me up like, oh, how did you, like, once I launched, they're like, dang, she, you know, like, you got, you know, oh, who did you use? Here's her information. Here's her email. I hit that person up. Hey, I just sent this person. They really need your help. So please, you know, I'll give them like back. They're just starting out. So just kind of help them out. You know, they don't have that much money. Boom, boom, here, whatever. Do what you know you will with it. It'll be some questions where I think somebody was like setting up their LLC or whatever. And so I set up me and Rob's, I set up our own company. You know, I incorporated because I knew how to do it, right? Yeah. I literally have gotten on the phone and walked somebody through the process. Like, I'm like, you know, they're like, oh, I'm like, what's your budget? You know, I know somebody that can do it, but what's your budget? We don't have a budget. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Call me at this time. We're gonna go online, and I'm gonna walk you through it, because you know you really don't have to pay for this.
Yeah.
And but I'm just saying, like, I could have easily been like, nah, I had to pay. So I'm not helping nobody. I had to pay.
Yeah. And some people,
but you got, you know,
Some people really not ready though.
Yeah.
Some people, I feel like the gatekeeping is twofold.
Yeah.
Some people, they need to do some work.
Yeah.
Some people need to do some work before you give them 100% game. You need to work on your 25. Okay, and so yes, I'm gatekeeping this information because I could ruin you by giving you too much information. You're not ready for that.
That's
like you need to grow, and I can nurture you until you get to that place. And you also have to be open to be patient. Right. So I feel like some people don't need all the game. Some people don't need all the information. Yeah. So I feel like that's the other side to it. But I also do feel like a lot of people are afraid, and that comes from, again, never gonna leave back from the home. If you feel like there can only be one, that's that propaganda once again. There could be a multiple, but do you know that? Do you see that? Is that normal for you? And I feel like I've seen a good black man, I'm not gonna say no names, but I've seen a good black man be able to get an opportunity and want to see all black and brown people succeed. Just because. But you also got to be ready. And if you aren't prepared, then you will stay right here. You will stay. I'll still nurture. I'll still work with you. And when you're ready, I'll put you on game. But stay in proximity as well. Don't stray away because you feel like you didn't get it when you felt like you wanted it. Some things need to be nurtured. Let's work on this. So I feel like it's going to always boil down to, because I got to grant those people grace too, because what do you see that's so small within yourself that you don't feel like you can also help somebody beside you? Why do you feel so small? Because that's an internal battle you're facing by yourself. If you don't see that I can be right next to you and I can do a podcast too, and we can go neck and neck. If you see yourself so small, then that we need to address that. And I feel like that's also responsibility. If I love you so much and you start a podcast and here I come up on your neck from the game you gave me and you get frazzled, let's get back to the basic. I love you. You love God. What's meant for you can't nobody get in the way of it. Whether you give them all the information from top to bottom. From top to bottom. Like let's work on why you feel so low yourself. Let's work on that. And I feel like if we want to help black people, if we want to help our people, if we see you jealous, let's address that because that's not a me thing. And it's so. And when you do work on yourself, I think it gets much easier to identify. And I don't get frazzled anymore. Like I see people wanting to knock my shine, looking down on me, but I'm like, you're not mad at me. You're mad at yourself. I love you. I love you. Let's talk about that because that could be harmful to you, not me. You can't knock me off my 10 toes because of how you feel. I took the information, I multiplied it. Thank you. Now you feel like yours is moving slow, but if you mind your business and you stay focused on your stuff, then you won't lose no traction. So I feel like gatekeeping in our community, we still, one, you got to be ready. And two, you also got to be willing to help the person that seemed a little frazzled by your success. Like, let's talk. Come here. Because you close enough to me to be frazzled, that means you close enough to me to talk to. What's bothering you? And why don't you think that you are more than enough for this position too? And just take your time. And I feel like we got to be okay to say that to them. And we got to be okay to not feel like, oh, they hating. You can't do what I do. See what I did with what you were playing with all of your success, and now I got it. I did better with it. Like no, like why you feel frazzled? Don't do that. Do yourself. Because you're not doing nothing to me. And I feel like if we can be so big enough, because being the bigger person truly is just that. Like, you do got to stand up and be a bigger person. I love being the bigger person. I take pride in being the bigger person these days because you really do have to be so much of taking care of what you got going on within yourself to be able to stand up when you see people trying to come against you. So I just feel like, no, like, let me nurture you because this shouldn't bother you. Let's talk about it. And you can't change people now. No. But that's a little bit of prayer, a little bit of acknowledgement. And if you really do care about how people in proximity to you feel, if you care about black people that are close to you, then say that. And that's your responsibility if they jealous. Not to go tell somebody so-and-so is jealous of me. Because now we doing the propaganda stuff. See? You're not supposed to feel jealous. You can feel jealous as a feeling. It's not a character trait. It's not a character trait. We can talk about this and I can help you and we can keep moving forward. Now I got two powerful black people instead of one frazzled and one crumbling because they was hating. So I just feel like that's also our responsibility once again.
And again, it's having the uncomfortable conversation.
Absolutely.
Being willing to have the uncomfortable, like you said, if you notice it in that, like, hey, okay, what is it? What's going on? Have that conversation. Like,
stop playing.
Like, are
you mad?
Why you feel like that? What is like?
Like, you amazing. Don't do that to you.
Yeah.
Half of the time you thrown off. You're like, I didn't even know you was feeling this. Hey, you thrown off?
Yeah, I love you. Stop playing. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay that you felt that way. That was hey, look, it's a one-off.
Yeah.
And if you feel comfortable being able to even express that, that's even powerful.
Yeah.
Because now you create a safe space that I'm not perfect. Like, why do I feel this way? I am questioning this a little bit, and I feel like I'm more privileged to be surrounded by people who grant grace.
Yeah.
Like, around people that grant grace, that's better than rich people.
Yeah.
Like, grant grace, I could be wrong. I don't have to be right all the time. I can make mistakes. I don't gotta be perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for creating that space, because I am gonna mess up. I am gonna fall off the wagon. I'm not gonna be my best self at all times. I don't care how powerful I sit up here and talk. I'm not gonna always be perfect. I'm gonna fall short. I'm not gonna always do the right thing. But is that okay?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Can I do that around my people?
Yeah.
Y'all forgive me?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna forever? Is a life sentence?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cancel me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I just think that's important too.
Yeah.
And,
For sure.
yeah, and I'm gonna end it with this. I always remember a Nipsey Hussle line where and this is for those who have the game and who are at certain levels that can pass it down. I think he said, go ahead and splurge, but come and double back and get your people.
Come on.
Spreading the power to your people, it ain't nothing realer, right? So I feel like we got to do that. We have to do that. Like you said, some people ain't ready, but for those who are ready, and they get to those certain points where they've achieved certain accomplishments.
Yeah.
Now let's go back. Let's go get those people who may be a little more ready now.
Right.
And let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get to work. Let's bring you up here where I'm at. Because I'm not threatened by you. Like you said, I love you. Come on. Let's get on the same level. Even if you get above me, I'm clapping. I'm clapping for you. I'm with you. Right? So I feel like we need to do that a little more. Right?
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for coming.
Yes,
I want
sir.
to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been a wonderful episode. This might be the best one yet. I'm not even going to lie. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. We got more coming soon. Shout out to the wonderful Ms. ZsaTiera, our health and wellness guru, for being here.
Thank you.
Bringing her insight. Wonderful, always. Shout out to the First Lady of ICANDO, Sister Rashad Sawyer Cobb, for providing this space and opportunity and platform for us. Shout out to my cousin, my brother, Mr. Malik White himself, for his insight.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to the engineers in the background. Shout out to everybody, producers, everybody. Just a message for us as a people. Let's stick together.
Absolutely.
The stronger we are, the better off we'll be, right? This your boy Rashad, a.k.a. Culture Chronicles. We out.